Hey everyone, and welcome back to the X-Ring. So in today's episode, this is the episode everyone's been waiting for, and that is going to be the showdown between the Strike Without Warning Chad and the Botnia Solutions, the MAXI. Now guys, these are the two most expensive muzzle brakes on the market, with the Chad coming in at a minimum of about $600 and the MAXI coming in a little higher than that at almost $700. So if you want to see the results, definitely stick around. All right guys, so there's a saying I've always said on the channel, and that is, you don't know what you don't know. Now I know a lot of people are going to watch this video and they're going to say there is no way in God's green earth that I'm ever going to spend $600 or $700 on a muzzle brake, and that's fine. You're going to be challenged to actually find one of these in stock because they are so effective and they are specifically designed for PRS style shooting. When you have guys that are shooting for the Armageddon Cup and they're playing for $25,000 purse, things change a little bit. It's kind of like F1. You know, those cars are anywhere from $10 to $20 million. Whatever it takes to be a little bit faster, a little bit better is what they'll spend. So for the rifle today, this rifle actually finished third place, second division, but third overall at the 2022 PRS Gap Grind. This was custom built for PRS application. This is an inch 250 barrel, which means it's 1.25 inches in diameter. It is a straight contour. It's extremely heavy. I'll give you weight on it in just a minute. This actually has the Masterpiece arms, the BA comp with the Zermatt arms action. And guys, like I said, this was the real deal. I mean, this is what the top level competitors compete with. They're not out there with these little pencil barrels or anything. These things, they don't want them to move because they want to be able to see that impact or see that trace when they do miss. This one's chambered in 6BR. So what we've got set up is we have a high-tech setup on a computer as well as an accelerometer. Now this accelerometer is not cheap. This is not like a $500 or $600 accelerometer. This actually measures X, Y, and Z on the axis. But what we're going to do is we're going to record some real-time data. Now for this to make sense, you guys have to understand a couple things. This is measuring G-forces on the X, Y, and Z axis. Now the way we have it oriented, because it is attached rigidly to an ARCA rail, the X axis is going to be our recoil. Now we've actually done some testing beforehand to make sure that we're replicating what you would see in the real world. Guys, we're not putting this thing in a fixture. We're not having it swing or cradle, because this is how you're going to shoot it. You're going to shoot it off a barricade and you're going to be loaded. I have no favorite here. Whatever the results are the results. I will tell you that the Botnia, the MAXI, is a very effective brake because I reviewed it before I ever had a chance to mess around with the Chad. Now this is a tuner muzzle brake. The MAXI is 3D printed. It's not something that you can machine, and I do know that Swedish and Norwegian rifle teams have been using this. They helped develop this together with Tobias, and I will tell you it's extremely effective. I actually ran the MIDI at the DMR match. I plan on running the MIDI again just because I didn't have one of these to test, but if I feel like this is softer, I'll probably switch this to my 6 Max. Now on the Chad, guys, I am going to give kudos where kudos are deserved. The construction of this, the way that it was built, the way that it has a tuner integrated into the end of it, this is really something. He also ships an insert with it, and so that insert, so if you have a larger diameter thread, it will accommodate that. Whereas on one of these, if you order a 5/8-24, you're kind of stuck with it. Whereas on this, I think it's a 3/4 by something. You could use that, or you could use the standard insert for whatever you need, whether it's a 1/2-28 or a 5/8-24. So kudos to him on this. As far as the packaging, let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging. The Botnia solution comes in this Pelican type case. It comes with 2 levels, and it also comes with the wrench to be able to tighten it. It is very, very professionally done, but then again, it should be for almost $700. Now, when you get the Strike Without Warning, it actually comes in a plastic container with some chewing gum, with a patch. It also comes with a tightening wrench, and both of these are self-timing muzzle brakes. Now, a couple things to note: when you get your Chad, it will actually come with a QR code on the instruction manual. This QR code is not working. I don't know if it's because in the US. You could always contact BJ over at Strike Without Warning. Now, as far as the actual brake itself, it has to be oriented this way, where this distance is shorter. This is the top. and that is the bottom. Now what's really ingenious about it is the tuner feature on the brake itself. Basically you have an index mark. We'll see it coming around right here. And when you get it tuned to where you want it, you will get it on one of these slots, not in between, but on it. Then you'll tighten the set screw. I do like how everything's clearly marked. This is supposed to be 15 inch-pounds, so once you get the screw turned in, get it set where you want. So once you get it where you want it, what you're gonna do is you're gonna tighten this set screw, and it's gonna go into one of these cones right here. So it's not gonna loosen up on you or anything like that, because the tip of the actual set screw goes into one of those points. Now, in the videos that he's put out, he said use 25 foot-pounds. This is marked 20 foot-pounds. Somewhere between 20 and 25 should ensure that it's not going to move. So we're going to test a couple things. We're going to test them here on the barricade, but also shouldered to see which one. I'm going to show you a camera view of that as well. We're going to see what the numbers translate to with regards to G's that are being imparted that thing is feeling. The other thing that we're going to do is we're going to test ground blast, and I'm going to do two separate locations that are very similar because I want to see what kind of dust kicks up, and we are going to orient this the proper way. You could put it on upside down, but according to the website, every picture that I've ever seen, there's a certain orientation for the Chad. And whatever caliber you choose, you've got to pick the right tool for the job. These were really designed for PRS, and those are the guys that don't mind spending big money on setups like this because they're after the big money. So let's go ahead and get on with the testing. This is the actual ammunition from that gap grind. Okay, this is leftover. I don't have much, but I do have enough to do this. I'm going to be aiming at a 100-yard target because at this range, everything is uphill. Well, if we start uphill, then the recoil impulse is going to come up and back, and we want it level. Level is at the 100 yards, so you'll still be able to see it. We're going to go ahead and record on the trigger cam, and what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and load around into this. So now we're going to be going with braced with the Chad. Same type bracing. We are recording. Tell me when you're ready.
All right, go ahead and bump it.
It's bumped.
All right, it's triggered. Go ahead and fire.
Triggered. Here we go, braced. Chad brake, barricade shoulder, 82.4.
82.4. Go ahead and bump it.
I've got the trigger cam recording. We should have triggered.
Yep, we're triggered.
All right, here we go, braced. So we had 60 with the Maxi-ish. We had 80 with the Chad-ish. $14.6. $14.9. So very, very close. Okay. All right, guys, so I'm going to test this on a couple different rifles. Guys, this is a Masterpiece Arms. It is on the Masterpiece Arms, the Elite, the Arc Action. This is chambered in 6 Dasher. So we're trying to do all of these 6mm. It has the Chad on here. I've got the trigger cam on here. I have a pig at 400 yards, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold 1.5 mils in the reticle. We have a downrange camera going, and I'll just get in the best position I can, and hopefully you guys can see what we see on the recoil. So I am going to load it rigidly. It is a very, very small target, and you'll see we're obscured by the trees, but we should be going over the top of it. So 1.5, I'm going to hold about 2/10 right. Here we go. Did you spot the miss? Where was it? 1.5, holding 1/2 mil right. See that? See how we had the shift in there? But being able to spot the impact is everything, guys. So that was very, very effective. I really never lost it at all. I'm on exactly 15 power. Guys, the only thing I'm going to change is I'm going to change out to the Botnia. All right, guys, keep in mind, I'm not re-zeroing this after the fact. So if it misses, that's fine. We're just looking for the recoil impulse because I don't have time to go to the 100-yard range and see what the difference in weight, even though it's only like 0.2 ounces or so. We're going to do the same thing, same power, everything's recording. Same target. Here we go, 1.5. I'm going to hold 1/2 mil right. A little bit of rise up and to the right. So guys, what I noticed on it was on this lighter rifle, the Botnia was not as effective as the Chad. This actually rose. So a lot of this is going to have to be dependent on the rifle weight and how you have it set up. I will also tell you, this is not my rifle. This is Gary's rifle. The butt stock is in the wrong position for me. This needs to be higher because that recoil impulse is letting this jump on both of them. So I would have this butt pad higher. I typically run mine about 1 inch higher or so, but all of the setup is going to be critical, and also getting that cant just right and getting it set up for you. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put the DN5 on there. We're going to see what it looks like. It might be more effective than both of them. I don't know. Let's try it out. All right, guys, same ammo, same everything. We just put the DN5 from Masterpiece Arms on here. We're going to do the exact same thing. Remember, we're not re-zeroing. 1.5, a little less wind. I'm going to hold the butt. See how much rise we got? Straight vertical rise, though. We're going to hold more wind here on the pig. Yeah, definitely getting a rise straight up. But like I said, a lot of that could be in the setup of this and the way that it's recoiling. But looking at the same rifle, if anything, this is going to show you, it really depends on the setup that you have. It depends on if your rifle's set up. But the Chad and the Botnia are super, super effective brakes. Definitely better than a DN5 for this setup. But remember, it's not set up perfectly. All right, guys, so there's always going to be that one guy in the comment section that says, man, that's only 385 yards. So we're going to poke out to 800. It is a larger steel, but I have to deal with what's out here. Like I said, it is windy. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off. We're going to go 5 mils. Let me make sure this camera's recording. All right, we're at 5 mils. The wind kind of slacked up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold about 1 mil right. Here we go. Maybe 1.1. Impact left side. Let's do one more. 5 mils, half, 1, about right there. Bracket it. All right, so no problem with the DN5 seeing that. And remember, guys, that is at 800 yards or 760-ish or something like that. I actually don't even have a set of laser rangefinders. We just threw it up on the Hornady 4DOF just to see. I'm going to do it again. Let's go ahead and do the Chad. Let's go ahead and do the Botnia and see what it looks like at 800 yards. I have not touched the power at all. Next up is the Botnia at almost 800 yards. We'll do 3 shots. Same position, same everything. We'll do 5 mils. Wind is right to left. I'm going to hold somewhere around, I think, 0.8 to a mil. Whoa, gusting down there. 5 mils. We'll go 1.5. Wow, it's even more wind than that. 5 mils. We'll go 1.5. Impact. All right, so you can see the effects of that. Now let's go to the Chad. I think the Chad might actually be a little more effective on this setup. Let's try it out and see what it shows. So last up is the Chad. I think with this setup, it might be the most effective. We're gonna go for that same target, but I don't know. Let's just shoot it and see. I'm bracing the same place every time, same foothold. And it's okay if we miss. We're trying to spot where we're missing. So we're at 5 mils, some stiff wind. I'm gonna hold 1.5 right. That's somebody else shooting. Here we go. Well, it raised high as well, but it also shifted by impact because that's going to be about 4.8. 4.8 with about 1. Oh, so it's under that 4.8. It's calm. Oh yeah, so we're dropping. I don't know, guys, the best way that I can make an analogy for you guys is it doesn't matter if you have the most expensive car with the best suspension in the world. If it is not set up for that particular track, or in this case, this rifle, it's not going to do you any good how much it costs or anything else. You have to get the rifle tailored to you, and I believe that these 2 brakes are extremely effective. If you looked at the overlay, the recoil impulse is almost identical. What it's going to come down to, I think, is price and aesthetics and works best for your platform. Now, I didn't really notice a huge difference to the concussion or the blast to the shooter themselves. I know we're getting a lot of wind, guys. It is windy today, but I will tell you they're both effective. You're not getting the blast to the face, and it is blasting it off to the sides. I don't care about the RO when I'm shooting a match. I don't care if it's loud on him. I'm looking for the flattest recoil impulse with the less disturbance, the least amount of disturbance within the actual scope itself. While you can see at 800 yards, almost all of them had a tendency to rise. When we put it in slow-mo, you're probably going to see some other things going on. I tried to use the exact same position every time, leaning into the rifle, loading up into that mag well. So while I'm not a world-class PRS shooter, the technique is going to be the same, and it is repeatable for what I'm trying to show you guys for the effectiveness of the brakes on these rifles. Now, don't kid yourself. This Matrix Pro, this Masterpiece Arms setup is not a lightweight. This thing comes in almost 21.5 pounds. You know, that's without a plate being attached to it or a bag attached to it, just the way that you see it with the contour of the barrel. So this is absolutely something you can compete in PRS with, and it does have very low recoil shooting that 6-dasher, which as of last year was the #1 competing cartridge in PRS. So I hope you guys enjoyed that evaluation. I know it's kind of on the fence on who I would choose, but I think it really depends on the application on which one's going to be the flattest for your rifle. So guys, stay tuned. We have some more videos coming up from Pig River, everything from old Lee Enfields. I'm going to try to do iron sights out to 1,000. We'll see if that's, I can't even see the 1,000 from here. But either way, we're going to have fun with it. You guys take care. Have a good one.